Hold on a second. Okay, we are recording. So, Michaela, whenever you're ready.
Begin? All right, cool. So this is our app for Rainbow's End. I've started with quite a bit of a zoomed out view so that you could see the amount of content that we have going on in here. Obviously, the big attraction for Rainbow's End is the rides, and that obviously makes up a large chunk of what we want to be appealing to kids. But a big concern of ours was making sure that the kids that we were sharing the app with would be actually able to consume the content. My experience with kids between 6 and 10 is that their reading ability greatly increases during those 4 years. So we wanted to make sure that it was something that was digestible for the younger audience, but also still interesting for the older audience. So I'll zoom in now, and we can start basically at the top and work our way along. So this is the starting page of our app. So we decided to break it up into 3 sections. I come from a marketing background, so a bit of this might come from the guise of trying to make sales. So we decided to do a ride section, a parent section, and a birthday section. When we were discussing as a team during our brainstorm, we talked about how I grew up in Napier, so we didn't have Rainbow's End, but a big thing, it was a huge big deal, was getting a birthday at McDonald's. So we thought that having the birthday section separate so that the kids could explore and look at the options of having a birthday celebration at Rainbow's End would help with the revenue driving for Rainbow's End there, and it would also be quite, reading through all of the information about birthdays, it made me want one there, and the limit's 16. So I'm out of luck, but we'll deal with that later. So we'll start with the rides. The ride section we broke up, basically copying the layout that they have on the app. So we started with an interactive map here. I'll zoom in so that you can see the map. So we took the map off the website because it was the clearest map that we could find. And we took the sections that they have as their 4 different types of rides. And the theory is that the kid who was looking at the app would be able to click on to the section that they were most interested in. And then they would be taken to the next step, which would have the instruction, well, not the instructions, but the information about each of the roller coasters. So here we've got the exciting ride section, which has the log flume, gold rush, dodgems, and scorpion carts. And then the kid would click on each of these names and they would get taken to a page like this. So it has a picture. Some of them have a little caption above the top of sort of, I guess you could call it a bit of a tagline or a log line, if you will, of the game, of the ride. And then it has 4 fun facts and some information about it. So obviously all roller coasters have height limits and rider limits. So that information is there so that the kids and the parents can read them and know what they will and will not be able to ride when they're limited by height. But then it also just has some fun information there. So we've got here as an example, the log flume is limited by 3 per log. You have to be over 80 centimetres, but under 120 centimetres must go with an adult. The length of the slide is 17 metres and the log weighs 110 kgs. And then we've got the same going for all of the rides here. So when we were working as a team, we decided to, because obviously conveniently there's 4 of us and 4 sections of the rides. So we split it up so that each of us had a section each that we then worked on to get the images and the content, and then we each put our content into the app so that we could all have, you know, our bit in there. So we've got obviously fun rides as well. Same thing, lots of fun information and sort of, I guess you call them like facts about how the game would work. The ride, sorry, and then Kids Kingdom. Kids Kingdom had a huge number of rides, so Caleb had his work cut out for him with this one, and there's obviously all of the same information there and really fun, bright coloured images that will catch your kids' attention to make sure that they want to come and ride on the rides. And then the next section that we have here is the parent section. We unfortunately were having issues with uploading the logo into the app, so we've got just a placeholder here. Caleb designed an awesome logo, but we just, for some reason, it just wasn't cooperating with us. So we unfortunately had to leave that one out, but it's there, and that's where it would be if we could get it into the app. So the three sections that we have in the parents are stuff that the parents care about, the logistics of how to get there, all of that sort of stuff, as being a parent of a kid who wants to go there. So we've got contact us, park info, bookings and tickets, and then obviously we've got little icons still so that if a kid does find their way into this section of the app, which won't be hard because it's right there, but if they do, then they can still sort of see what's going on and have that information that they can digest as well, because it's pretty intuitive to look at this like this one here and see a phone is a phone number, stuff like that. And then the last section that we had, and this is the section that started with park info. We've got a gorgeous down here, a huge park history, like a timeline of the park. And if we had had a little bit more time, we really wanted to turn this into another interactive section of the app where kids could learn about the history of the growth of Rainbow's End, because it has a lot of really specific points of when a particular ride appeared or was taken away. So that sort of information could have been really helpful and educational, but unfortunately we just didn't have time for that today. So that's something that we would do if we had, if we could go back and do this again, we would make time to include that sort of interactive educational part of the app. And then the last section that we had was birthdays. We wanted this to be bright and colourful and really draw a kid in and make them desperate to have a party at Rainbow's End. As I said before, I was reading through it myself and it made me want to have a birthday at Rainbow's End. And I am definitely not the target audience, so I think that we did a pretty good job. They just have pictures of how your setup would. It's got little tidbits of information of the things that you get when you have your birthday there. And then we've also got, obviously, there's 2 different types of birthdays you can have, so that explains the differences. It also has the target ages up here. So this one here is for kids between 10 and 16, and then this one over here was for kids between 2 and 13. So there are obviously different target audiences, and the information and the abilities that you have with each of those packages is quite different. And then we've also got the loot bags. The loot bags, this little girl was on the website, and she's just the cutest wee thing with this gorgeous wee smile, and she's holding all of the amazing packs that you can buy to give to the birthday boy or girl. So we've added that in as something that we reckon would draw the kids in and make them desperate to come to Rainbow's End, which is obviously the objective. So that was our app.
All right, Michaela, can you just press play on the prototype?
Oh, I don't know. We haven't got it linked, so I don't know if that will work.
Oh, so you haven't done the wireframe?
Oh no, it is linked. Okay, I couldn't see the lines.
Oh, sorry. I think you're not. I mean, when you share your screen, you should share the entire screen, not just the XD app, because then once you hit play, it doesn't show up for us. So just take it out and go back in to your actual screen, not to Adobe XD. Oh yeah, we can see that now. Yep. So
okay now.
Yeah. So just click and some of the links. Let's see if it goes, if it works. All right. Cool. Nice.
Hey.
A quick question here. You guys designed that for iPad, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Because the screen looks pretty large.
Yeah, with my experience with the kids that I deal with, and most of their friends, they all have iPads usually for school purposes, but then they also use them for fun. So we decided that an iPad would be the easiest way, and also it would help with their navigation because a phone can be quite small for a little kid.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Cool. You have anything else to add? Any last words before we move on into feedback and questions?
No, have I forgotten something?
The rest of Michaela's group, does anyone have anything else to add? Nah?
No.
All right, so Michaela, can you just close the preview and leave the wireframe open, please?
Yeah.
Just the screen. Yeah, thank you. Yes. All right. First, let's start with our guests. Jen, Sarah, Angelo, anything to comment on?
Okay. There's a silence. Who's going first? So it's Jen here. Hi guys, I think you've done a fabulous job, and it really looks like you've worked well as a group, like, you know, really collaborating together and bringing it together. So, like, did you guys take leads on like the template design, or how did you decide on that?
Yeah, so there were basically we started off with just doing research, and then it almost fell quite conveniently that there were 4 sections that we could all do. So there were sections that we worked together, like we sat together on a call, and we built out the wireframe together, and then we each went and got our information to plonk into each of the 4 sections of the rides, and then there was 4 sections for like the parents and birthdays. So we each chose a section of each of those, and then we went and found our information, and then we just had the wireframe that we all worked on together. And then when we had got all of our information, we sort of split up the other sections. So Isabel did the style tile, Sasa did the icons, and Caleb did the logo, and then we all worked together in terms of getting the wireframe all sorted. I finished bulking out the wireframe and getting it laid out how we wanted it, and then I believe Isabel, it was you and then, wasn't it, did the linking as well. So we sort of split it up, but also worked together in sections, and we had like pretty open communication with like if anyone needed help or anything like that.
Oh, really cool. It's come together really well.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Sarah, Angelo?
Yep. Okay. Don't know who's going first. I can go first. Hi guys, I'm Sarah. I am a level 5 teacher, and I teach web and graphics as well. And we do have UX UI on one of our modules where you guys will be doing stuff that's pretty similar to that. It's quite fun actually. Okay, so with the design itself, I think you guys have done a wonderful job. It looks unified. It doesn't look like there's 4 different heads working in 4 different designs. It looks like you guys really put a lot of effort into unifying the whole thing to make it very consistent. That's really nice to see. It could be good, and this is for extra work if you guys want to. I noticed that you've done different colors depending on each section that you had. You had the orange for the rides, the green for, the green for the parents, and the pink for
Parties.
the parties. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Did I get that right? It'd be nice to see those colors on the headings as well. So when you actually go across the pages, you actually know where you are, where you're standing in each of those sections without just giving that extra visual aid. So to help people to navigate across. But I think, yeah, overall, that's my only change that I was done. But you guys have done a wonderful job. Well done.
Angelo?
Yeah, second what Sarah said, definitely a really lovely job. I think you've kind of really, you've got that lovely continuity and that consistency. I just wonder if the black could have been another color, like maybe a blue, you know, that black bar that's on the top of everything. I mean, that's great. It really keeps it tied in. If it was maybe something a little bit happier than just black, I don't know, but you would have to actually check with your target audience as well, if they would prefer one that was a different color as opposed to another one. And if you did that, then there would probably be the problem of, you know, too many colors if you're starting to add your titles in the various colors, like green for the parents and pink for the, so that kind of thing. One of the thing with fonts is fonts and children. Fonts are always difficult to read for kids. And the font that you've used there on your opening page, if there was a way that you could possibly just simplify that slightly. I mean, it's a great font, you know, the one at the top there, and the one that you're using for the titles, because kids are still just learning to read. And you start putting fonts that are very decorative, and you do want the decoration, and I do think that it actually has a place somewhere. But I still feel that when kids actually read something, they want that simple, easy to read font, just to actually see, this is for birthdays. I can read birthdays, and of course they've got the icons, and these days kids actually look at icons a lot more than they look at
Text.
words and text. Yeah, but and I'm being really, really picky. So I think in all, it's really great. I think you've done a really nice job, and the way that you've done it as well is it can very easily be adapted to a mobile phone, and it can be very easily be adapted to a computer screen. So, and I think that's always a big plus with things like this. So I think using the iPad is a really great idea, and it really worked according to your research as well. So yeah, nice work, really nice work, good stuff.
Okay, thank you guys for your feedback. Michaela, so a couple of things. I have to agree with Angelo in regards to the fonts. If you can just put full screen again one more time, or your wireframe or your screens, please. No, not that. Just like zoom out so I can see all the screens of the app, please. All right, thank you. So first of all, kudos on that organization, on that layout of screens, separating each section in a different line. That is pretty good, very smart move for the presentation. I really, really like the consistency and the icons, the color scheme, everything looks like really, really good. And I've been following you guys in the chat throughout the week, and as a group, well, you guys did a superb job, like on keeping up with the communication, sharing the files, making sure that everyone was doing a good job along the way. Okay. Um, what I wanted most with this assignment was to try and see how you guys worked as a group in such situation where we find ourselves in. Okay, so we could also practice a little bit of soft skills. Okay. I think Jen, Sara, and Angelo's feedback was, I think mine is pretty much the same on what they said. And in regards to your teamwork, you guys did a great job on keeping up with the communication and with your time management and making sure that everything was ready to go. So yeah, great job. People in the chat, can we all pay respects? Can we all hit F to pay respects? Great stuff, guys. Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Can I stop
Thank you,
sharing my
Michaela.
screen now?
Yes, can you may stop sharing your screen. Michaela, before you go, can you please tell me a number between 2 and 5?
4.
4. Group number 4, you are next. So who from group number 4 is going to present?
Am I group
Sorry.
number 4? Oh no.
Where is that you, Tia?
Are we group number 4? I don't know the number.
Let me double check.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's you guys. Yep, Tia, you're
okay.
on.
Okay.
All right, so Tia, would you please share your screen with Adobe XD? Make sure you don't select the app, select the entire screen when you share so we can see the prototype running as well, please.
Okay. Okay.
So just to
Wait.
clarify one thing, the F in the chat, you press F to pay respects. Okay, it's a meme based on a game. So yeah, if you want to pay respect to someone in the chat, you just press F. Cool. Tia, thank you so much for hosting the presentation for your team. If you would like to begin by introducing your team and the location you guys are working with. Okay.
So our team is me, I'm Tia, and we have Oscar, Matthew, and Isaiah. and we are doing the Redwoods Tree Walk in Rotorua. Yeah. Do we have to like show for our brainstorms and things? Or?
No, just focus on the app, please. If you can actually just play the prototype.
Did that come up?
Yeah, just play. No, it didn't come up. So again, so when you share your screen, so cancel the screen share, and then on Teams, just turn off the screen share. Yeah, there you go. Now do the screen share again, but this time you have the option to select your entire screen, not just Adobe XD.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, share the entire screen, and then press the play. There we go. Beautiful. All right, Tia, go for it.
Okay, so so that's our little logo at the top. Redwood Tree Walk, and we've just left it pretty simple with just like a picture of which is the entrance of the tree walk at nighttime. And we've just decided to do like a simple menu button where it can take you to all the options of what you want to know about the app. So if we just click, if you want to do the daytime walk, you can just click on this and it will lead you to this page. When we left it quite simple as well, and just put down a few easy facts about the daytime walk that the kids should be able to read and understand. Yep, and then we can also go to the nighttime walk, which is the same, but they just have some extra facts about what makes it different. And then we have parent information, which are just some facts that the parents can read. About safe, like for their kids and what they need to bring in things. Health and safety regulations.
Nice, very important.
Yeah, so just everything here about that. Gallery, so this is where we show some pictures, which would hopefully attract them to come. Yeah, back. Pricing. We have the contact page, and we also did facts as well, which is the frequently asked questions, if they have any of those. And we also have maps, so they can find where to go easy as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right. Cool. Thanks, Tia. Can you just zoom out a little bit from the screen? So, there you go. Not that much. Yeah. There you go. Beautiful. Okay. Anyone else from the group has anything extra to add? No, you don't have to open the chat. Please go back to XD. We can all see the chat.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot you could see my.
Yeah, we can see a screen here. All right. Anyone else from the group would like to add anything? Silence. All right, let's move on to the feedback then. Let's start with our guests. Angelo, Jen, Sarah, who would like to begin?
I can go first this time.
Yeah, go for it, man.
Can I just ask, do you have a target audience, an age group for your target audience?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so everyone. Yeah, so sorry to cut in that. So everyone has the same target audience, which is kids from New Zealand, 6 to 10 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the base of the target audience for every group.
All right. Obviously this is a lot more to parents than to children. Can you just zoom in on your very first page, please, the opening page? Great. You've got a great logo. There's there's great continuity. I think you've really kind of sussed out the consistency of it. Your colors work through really well. You've got a back button on each page. Yeah, I don't know if you actually have the option to go to the menu on each page. I think maybe that's quite, would be a really handy thing. Does the back take you to the menu?
Goes back to the menu.
Okay, cool. And the back button on the menu page will take you to the opening page, I assume.
Yeah.
Okay. The photographs are absolutely excellent. The photographs actually make me want to go. Okay, and your images and the way you've set them out. And I can imagine, like, you know, full-size images on my phone. I would really be into going. I think your colors could be a little bit, you know, a little bit more suited to the target audience. Like you've got this really kind of almost turquoise color and this like midnight blue. And I think if they were just a little bit brighter, like for example, the same blue that's in the photograph over there,
Yeah.
that's a much nicer, brighter blue. I think if you went for that kind of blue, maybe it would actually be that little, you know, a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of RGB, of using RGBs. You can get your colors really, really crazy bright. And kids love that. So I think if anything, the colors a little bit corporate, but you know, it is something that's it's not, you chose a pretty difficult one, to tell you the truth. Redwoods Tree Walks. I wonder if, yeah, I just, it's a very difficult one, you know, to actually get kids interested in doing actual tree walks.
Oh, yeah,
Angelo, just one thing. Like the groups they didn't pick up the place to work with, it was randomly assigned.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, did you assign them?
Yes. As you should remember, I used to be a tour guide before I joined Yoobee.
Yeah, I do remember.
So yeah, like all of the places that I picked, a place that I've been to and worked at, so I could do some like just crank up a little bit the pressure on then getting accurate information on it to add to the app.
Nice one. All right.
Yeah.
So, okay. So maybe, you know, colors a little bit brighter. And what else? Just go through. I think you've got your pictures, your gallery is really nice. I think that's really working. Information for your iPhone is really done well, because information on iPhones is always difficult to read. And you can so see if something's actually been designed for a website and is being then changed to try and fit on an iPhone, where this has actually been designed for a phone. And you can see that that comes across very well. There's good consistency, there's good continuity with the colors. And yeah, other than that, I don't know. What do the rest say? Sarah, Jen?
Hi, I'm
Sorry.
here. Yes. Yeah. Guys, I think you've done a great job, but I do agree with Angelo. Like, I think Daniel has given you a challenge, as you know, targeting this particular attraction for younger children, especially when they're not so keen on walking all the time.
Yes.
But I definitely want to go. I think you've done it, like, you know, the images that you guys have sourced look amazing, and you've made them look amazing. I like that you've done the full bleed with the gallery, and they all how you've aligned them all together, which is great. Good information. I would probably just interject maybe a little bit more hierarchy in the information, with some bold headings or something as the starting point. I see you've got some bullets or something, but maybe it's just a bold heading that needs to kick it off or something. But yeah. So how many days did you give them, Daniel?
So they all started on Tuesday? No, they started on Monday. Monday at the end of the class.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had until today at 11.
Cool. Good work. Yeah, definitely. And did you guys think you worked well as a team?
Yeah, I think we did quite well. Like I always, while I was like sort of putting it together, I always asked our group like what colors we wanted, what images, and as I was going along, I'd take photos and say, "Do you like this layout?" And we'd all pitch in with ideas. So yeah, our team worked really well.
Cool. That's
Right.
good. Cool.
So on that part, I can also agree that your group worked pretty well. One thing that your group has done pretty well as well is communication. You guys are not just communicating with each other, but you're communicating with me plenty of times as well to make sure you guys were on the right track, so you wouldn't be just like blindly walking on the trees per
Yeah.
se. So yeah, you guys done a great job on that end as well. So real nice. Bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you.
Okay.
Okay.
Sarah?
Just adding in on what Angelo and Jen has said, I think I completely agree with them. Targeting these young children would have been a challenge. And I think like the whole design looks quite unified and quite consistency, which is good to see, especially when you're working in a group of people. The only thing I'd like to add on what Jen has said about adding hierarchy a little bit more and a little bit of unifying is maybe if you could, and this is me just being a little bit picky, I wonder if the headings themselves, like the blue headings, if you could bleed them off to the edges as you did with the images, that could give an effect to separate the information between the headings and rest. But yeah, I think Jen and Angel already covered pretty much
Mm-hmm.
all of the things I needed to
Sweet.
say. You've done a really good job. Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Tia and kids. So just on the matter of marketing this for kids, um, they actually have a section on site. I'm not really sure, like on the web, on your research. But one thing they do is on the nighttime, you can actually spot a few animals, like some night birds, and they do use those animals to target the kids. They used to have back in the day in the what's it called, the gift shop, some little animal plushes for the kids and some like animal characters based on the animals you could spot on the walks for the kids as well. So perhaps it could have appealed to this to some degree, um, or just like do like further research on, or maybe just create a character like a cartoon Kiwi, for example, to communicate better with the children, you know.
Yeah.
But this is something for next time. You guys have done a great job. The Redwoods Tree Walk is a great activity. If you guys have any spare time after the course, once this pandemic/lockdown is over, I mean, you can already travel. We are on level 2. Make sure you visit with your family because it's a really nice thing to do in Rotorua. Okay? So yeah, guys, can we get another ring of Fs to pay respect to this group, to the Redwoods Tree Walk group? Thank you, guys. Tia, you can cancel your screen now. Thank you. Tia, can you please tell me a number between 2, 3, and 5?
Group 5.
Group 5, Group 5. You guys are the next ones. So Group 5, that's the Auckland Museum. So Louis, you're next.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Okay, you guys hear me?
No, you gotta share your screen, man.
I mean, my mic. Is my mic all right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
we can
absolutely.
hear
We
you.
can
Yep.
hear you.
Okay, sweet.
So remember, when you click on the
Um,
share button, make sure you share the entire screen,
Entire screen. Share.
not only the
You guys see me?
Yep.
Okay. Can you see my screen? Everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Okay. So our group, we got the Auckland Museum.
Sorry,
So
Louis, who's in your group?
I have Paul, Bear, and Yuri that went off to work. He started early today, but he helped a lot. So we all sat down in a group and then we all decided on what kind of theme and color template we wanted to go for, and we ended up doing a kids kind of map. So in games that you have that you look just kind of like downwards onto everything. we thought that we could make each attraction like just something to interact with.
So you mean like a isometric kind of view?
Yeah, yeah, that's the word,
Cool.
isometric. So we start off. Here will be our starting screen. We just wanted to make everything bright and colorful for the 6 to 10-year-olds. That will take us.
Yeah, Louis, can you actually just play the prototype? I think it will be easier for you to showcase.
Wait. Everyone see
There you
it?
go, beautiful.
So we start off and we have 3 extra buttons. One for parents, just giving information about the museum and how to contact the museum. And we also started off with what's at the museum. So these are current or upcoming events going on at the museum. So Yuri went in and he looked up a few of them. Our galleries is just telling us, we divided them into three separate themes. So when we go to the map,
Oh, animations!
we got floors. So we decided to try and keep the floors accurate with the museum. So floor would be the Pacific area. Next would be the volcanoes. We had sharks and dinosaur, and then we had the wall all the way at the top. So just each one of them is just is a click fun fact. So this will give us just a fun fact about the voyage, great skills, open seas. They will give us 3 each. Each one has its own custom little screen. And we decided to make each character, which Paul did. Paul made each character here. He made that dude, the little whale, the little dolphin. And we decided to do it. Oh, sorry. Each one has a little fun fact. Oh, sorry. And we decided to keep it into a quick, nice grid. So there's a fun fact for each. I'm lost at words.
Section.
Sorry, guys.
Section.
Each section has its own grid, little information, fun fact. And the way we did it, we had the isometric landscape of each floor. And then usually Yuri went in and he just dragged and dropped how he liked it and the way it looked.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that was our team, and we all worked well together. Bear did everything on mind map, everything, all the information, all research, and we all just came together and we developed this that came out. Sorry guys, I'm the worst person to present it.
It's okay, man. Do your thing. Take your time.
But I'm happy with the final product, and this is what we came out with. Wait, did I miss anything?
Would anyone else from the group like to add something? Silence.
Sweet, I love my group. They're all fun. Actually, all fun.
Yeah. So, Sarah, before you hop off, any quick words?
Yep. Guys, awesome job. This is very very fun to look at. I think it's very child friendly. The whole animations coming in and out. It's very visually attractive for children, especially. The colors you've used are quite bright, and it's really nice to see you guys turn this into a game where the children can explore and maybe get a little bit more interested into visiting the museum after playing all of the fun facts that they see in the game. It looks like you guys have worked well together as well, because everything's quite consistent. Just think, it would be nice to have a home button somewhere where you can go straight back to the home and select some of the other galleries, the other sections. Can you zoom in a little bit more? Yep, thank you. I think that's it. And maybe with the levels, where you have ground floor, level 1 and level 2, maybe if you had a different color for them, you would see visualize a little bit better in what level you are in the actual map.
Oh,
Because I
Sarah,
got
so
a little
just
bit,
on that, there's this circles on the corner. That indicates the
yeah,
floor level, right?
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
I
floor
saw
level.
that.
Mm.
It took me a while, but I saw that as well.
Mm.
I think maybe, yeah. Yeah, both indicators together help you with the seeing where you are. Cool. I think you guys done a really good job. This is appeals to your target audience. The colors are amazing and the illustrations are pretty cool as well. Angelo and Jen, have you got anything else to add?
I got something to add. I always have something to add. Go to your beginning page first, please. Your start page, opening page. Yeah, you can stop. Yeah, let's go to the next page. Let's get started. What's at the museum is missing an apostrophe. It's small, but it's so important to make sure that everything is correct, spelling, grammar, especially. Also, instead of using level 1, level 2, the way they use it there, I would put the number 2, just making it more obvious for kids. You know, it's for kids. Instead, they might read level 11. Okay, level 1, level 11. So I would really put a 2. Even if they have it like that at the museum, just make it more obvious for them. But otherwise, I absolutely love it. I love the animation. I love the drawings. I love the I've always been one for isometric drawing, so that absolutely works for me. And while it's a very difficult thing, it's always such a fun thing for kids, and it explains and shows things so well. So yeah, I mean, like, bar the couple of, and there was another word there that I didn't quite get. Just go to your click on let's get started, and then it's what's at the museum. Click on that. I saw something somewhere.
This one.
Yeah, not one more. Yeah, what is that?
Yuri went in and he came out with some exhibits and events.
ARCE. What's ARCE?
I think it was supposed to be acre.
Is it?
ACRE. It's
ACRE.
misspelled.
Acre.
Acre. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Watch that spelling. Okay.
Yeah. Gotta do like your proofreading, man. Step 8 of the design process.
Other than that, your font is great. Little bit, there's the small sections, a little bit difficult to read. Maybe you can open the leading a little bit, give a little bit more space to breathe. But yeah, to actually get the museum and kids kind of, to match, I think you've done a hell of a job. I think this is really, I really like it. Really like it. Good stuff. Well done.
Sweet.
Jen?
Hey, oh, yeah. I think you guys are doing a fabulous job. I'm super impressed. Yes, there's little things to, revisit and consider and stuff, but you guys, it's awesome. Should be super proud.
Yeah, yo, Louis, it's been quite a while since I last felt like moved by Ashina's work. Seriously, this is beautiful. As soon as I saw the wireframe when you guys popped on the screen, I had to like put my head down and drop my jaw because this is beautiful. This is amazing. The way how you guys organized the layout for the presentation on XD is really, really well organized. The way the app works, it's beautiful. You guys have come up with animations, which is something that we didn't even cover in class. And I've been following your chat throughout the week, and you guys did a very, very superb work as a group. Always supporting each other and giving each other words of reassurance to make sure that everyone was doing a great job and keeping on track of stuff. So really good job. Can we get a yeah? Just keep raining Fs in the chat, guys. They really need respects. That was beautiful, man. Thanks
Yeah.
for that. You can stop sharing your screen now.
Sweet.
Louis, give me a number between 2 and 3.
2. Got halfway.
All right, group number 2. So that's the Sky Tower.
Hello.
Hey, James.
Hello. I'm just gonna share my screen.
Hi guys, I just wanted to pop in really quick. I'm gonna head out. Well done for the groups that I seen and the ones that I haven't seen yet. And I'll see you guys some other time.
No worries, Sarah. Thank you for participating and joining us. This entire presentation is being recorded, so you can keep having a look at later today if you'd like. Okay?
Oh, awesome. Yes, I'll take a look.
Thank you so much
Thanks,
for
guys.
joining us. Guys, can we get a lot of F's for Sarah for joining us as well, please?
Bye.
Great
Bye.
stuff. Thank you for joining us, Sarah. Have a good lunch and good luck with your class today. See ya.
Thanks.
All right, James. Why don't you start introducing your group and then walk us through your app? If you can, please make sure that you do the prototype preview. So just hit play and navigate as you go, as that helps a lot.
Okay. So our team was Dylan from the B group, and from the A group, Kanav and Keegan. And we had the Sky Tower, and we made our app Sky Tourism.
James, just a second before you move on. I think you're we are not seeing your prototype. So can you please turn off your screen share and then share again by selecting your entire screen, not the Adobe XD app?
Does that work?
Yeah, beautiful. That's better. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah. So this is our home screen, and we have a button where it drops down, shows you where it opens, and we have 4 sections of the page, which is information, food and drinks, like events and activities, and a contact us page. And information pretty much shows us a bit for the kids, and on almost every page there's a parents button that lets you the parents some information, and as this is the information page, it shows where it's located, when it's open, its address, and there would be a button here to where you can buy tickets, but I don't know how to link external sites. So yeah, then you could exit that. Then for food and drinks, we had all the different types of restaurants and cafes. It was inside of the Sky Tower, which was Sky Cafe, Orbit 360, and the Sugar Club. So in Sky Cafe, there was there's like ice cream, hot chocolates, fizzy drinks, snacks, whatever for the kids that would be interested. And you could click back to go back to the food and drinks, and then the rest of the restaurants and cafes there are. The Sugar Club was more of a adult restaurant, I would think, but I think there's still kid foods there, and they all give you information about like, hey, please make sure that your children are attended at all times, and what times that they are open. And for the events and activities, we've got Meet Scotty, the mascot, and tells you some information about getting, like, you can get photos with Scotty or free stickers. Tells you some more information about photos cost $5 when he's available. Then there's more such as Dino Quest, which is finding dinos and going on quests and completing puzzles. And the sightseeing, from the top of the Sky Tower. Then there's a gift shop when there was a gaming section where Daniel actually told us about how there was a waiting area, and they had a PlayStation 4, I believe, in a waiting area. And so while your parents are shopping or doing something, they could play some games in there. And then there was the, obviously, food being an activity, so it takes you back to the food and drinks. Then there was a contact us page, which would be more for the parents, and submit puts in the information. That's about it.
Okay, yo, thanks, man. Does anyone else from the group would like to add anything? Dinner, Kanav, Keegan, nothing? Dylan says you got everything down. All right, great. Let me quickly begin with this one. So, first of all, great job. I could not follow your group work throughout the week because you guys were doing that on Discord. But to one side, that was pretty great because you guys came up with your own communication channel for that, which was great, and I think it worked, seeing the results that you guys are providing us. You guys made a navigation menu on the bottom, and that is great. Did you guys do that from the video that I sent you?
We did look at that, yes.
Good, good.
But we
Yeah,
ended up copying and pasting it on every single.
yeah, no worries. So yeah, remember you can just make a component, and I can see you did that in your components menu. Yep. So you can just make a component and then copy paste as you go to every screen that you create. You guys also move the screens organized per sections for the presentation, which is pretty cool. Really good job, really good work. We discussed previously as well the logo, the font, which is pretty good as well. I like how you guys use complementary colors, with the green and purple. They work nicely together. I'm just not really sure if they match the profile of the brand. Sky Tower is usually more related to like blue and some like sky related colors. So I'm not really sure about the green and the purple, even though they work really well together. And you guys have done a fantastic job with the overall layout. Everything was pretty well, and I like that when you press the information button on the top, a menu slides from the side, the purple one, and that is really well done.
Okay, thank you.
So yeah, really, really nice, really good job on that. So Angelo, Jen.
Yeah, totally agree with Daniel about the colors. Exactly what he said. And as usual, I've spotted a couple of spelling mistakes, so you do need to do that spell check. Other than that, I'm really enjoying it. I think it's great. It's got great consistency, great continuity. I can see exactly who you're talking to. The difference between when you're actually doing things for kids and when you're doing things for parents, and I think that actually relates really well. Even though, and there's some things like, for example, in your submission page, where you can actually, you said that that's for parents, and I know that the submit button is different, but maybe that could still have rounded corners, even if it's a different color, just to kind of match to the rest of your look. And like on the top you've got the square, and that's got to be different. On the bottom you've got rounded corners, so it's like squares, rounded corners, square, rounded corners. So it's kind of, it hasn't been done in a way that it kind of matches something specific. It's always kind of done randomly, what's got rounded corners and what's got square corners. So that's maybe something that you can look into and possibly improve on. Either keep it consistent, do it with everything, do it with nothing, etc. And like, for example, the sky tourism, I just have a little bit of difficulty with that T over there. I keep reading sky hourism. And it's just maybe that needs to be just a little bit separate. Put in the T next to it, and maybe do your icon, because I love the icon of the sky tower. I think that's awesome. But if you actually push that little icon over to the side, maybe make it a slightly different color, and just have sky tourism actually written with a T instead of using the sky tower, because it's very While I see what you're trying to do, I just found it very difficult to actually see sky tourism there. So yeah. Other than that, that awesome stuff, man. I love the photos you've chosen. They're really, really powerful images. The icons that you've got are great. The especially your what do you call it? The section at the bottom. Yeah.
The navigation
It's
bar.
the navigation bar.
Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, really nice. And very easy. That's the kind of thing that people expect to see. So a navigation idea is always a good idea.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, Jen.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, again, great work, guys. Like there's so much effort gone into these works. It's awesome to see. And I mean, I hope you're all working well as teams as well. It looks like you are, which is great. So yeah, I take on the feedback from Daniel and Angelo, definitely with those feedback, those suggestions. I think probably the design, it is like a little bit sophisticated, again with that audience, but I think it's a really hard one to do. You either have to go one way or the other, and then try and get the information across. So it's quite challenging, I think. Daniel has given you guys some challenging tasks. But yeah, well done, guys. Great work.
Thank you.
I'd like to state for the record, in my defense, that all of the activities that I've given to all the groups, I've been to all of those tours with massive groups of kids, and they have plenty of fun, especially the Rotorua ones. Okay, and our next group as well. We only have one group left, unfortunately. Group 6 came up with several technical difficulties along the way and won't be able to present to us today. So can everyone press F to pay respects for Sky Tower Group? Great job, guys. Great job. Janice, thanks for your presentation. So let's move on to the last group. So that's group 3, Kelly Tautons. Who's presenting that one?
That would be me, Tristan.
Hey, Tristan.
Yeah. Hey guys, let me just.
Yeah, so remember, when you share your screen, you gotta select the entire screen.
Is that our desktop?
Yeah, not only the XD. Yeah, the desktop.
All right. Can you see me?
Yeah, it's loading. All right, cool. So can you just press play so we know we can see the prototype? Yeah, beautiful. There you go, man. All right, cool. So why don't you start by introducing your group?
Okay.
And then go for it.
My group was me, James, Pippi, and Ben. I guess I'll start off now with basically we are working with Kelly Tutton, so we decided to do a kind of a fun facts app. I guess a good example is like a Pokedex for Kelly Tuttons.
Nice.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tristan, can you just make that full screen? The prototype?
Yeah.
This, yeah, there you go. Thank you.
All right, let's get it. The target audience was like our primary target audience was a 7-year-old boy, has a phone, interests, and just wants to have fun. So we just made it easier for like a kid to load up and get into it without parental supervision. And we kind of broke it down into groups according to like the area of the aquarium. So we'll start with the Subantarctic, which is just the penguins. We've got the fun facts here. Get back home. We've got the deep sea, the fish, the sharks, and the stingrays and octopus. Let's go through the fish here. Clownfish are born all boys. That freaked me out a bit. Sharks. Some stingrays. the octopus. Now if we go back to the seashore, which is kind of the rock pool area of Kelly Tartan, the crabs. Turtles. And the seahorses. Yeah, I just want to put here's some great art by James here. Yeah, the logo. And I really was into the tile style. It works well with the whole theme of it. Yeah, that's basically it.
All right, thanks, Tristan. Does anyone else from the group would like to add anything? Yeah, can we just quickly have a look at your screens as they are? That's pretty cool. Thank you. All right, James, be sweet. All right, cool. Okay, Jen, would you like to begin?
Yes, looks great. Really playful. Nice choice of color tones, of course. You know, representing that underwater world. The shape, you know, looks like, you know, window views for all of your imagery. You guys must have spent a lot of time sourcing all of that images. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it must have been quite fun also. You guys would have learned a lot on the way.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, well done.
Thank you.
Angelo?
I think it's awesome stuff. It's great. Why is deep sea and seashore? Why are they underlined?
Just to like give emphasis on, I guess.
Because I don't think it's necessary. Hey.
No, it's not. I just kind of chucked it in last minute, to be honest.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah, it's the underlining thing actually goes back to when we only had typewriters, and the only way to actually show something was a heading. We had to underline it. So it's an old thing that comes from way back. And I mean, with computers now and everything that we can do with text, we really don't need to do underlining. I'm very finicky about that specific thing, but I'm a finicky person, as you probably know.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Now the other thing is that and I think that this really works well. Maybe instead of using black for the text, could it be maybe like a bright blue, a nice bright blue, just to get that attraction through. Though I think that all your buttons are awesome. Everything looks exactly how it should. Logo's awesome. Absolutely love it. I think kids, this is just kind of people want to see, to give them this little bit of information that's like all new stuff for them. That's a great thing as well. And I can just imagine a kid at Kelly Talton's like looking at the things in the water and then looking at the app to see if they can actually figure out and point it out and recognize it. And I think that really works.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think you've done a hell of a job. It's like one or two things. And I don't know if it's me, but I didn't find any spelling mistakes here. So yeah. Good.
There is one.
Is there?
No.
Yeah, penguins. I'm not sure if the problem is the font, but that is punching me in the face since the beginning. I think that G looks a lot like a Q, so it's penguins, not penguins.
Yeah. It's the
Is
font's
that a
funny,
G or a Q?
There's a Q. Yeah.
Ah, there you go. That's your spelling mistake.
Okay, sorry.
No worries. There you go. Ah, way better. Noot. There you go, man. All right, you guys have done a great job. I'm in love with the illustrations. They're really cool. I really like the logo, the stingray. You guys have done like an actual illustration or picture for the background instead of a solid color, and that is really good. That relates really well to kids. The app is really, really, really simple. The lettering, the written communication is really great for kids. Um, does a gun does you guys oh boy, you guys have done a great job. Everything's really well organized for the presentation. So kudos for that. Amazing, really good. And that concludes our presentation. Can we get a lot of F's in the chat for respects?
Cheers, thanks,
Press
Sean.
F to
Yeah,
pay
really,
respects.
really
Thank
well
you, Tristan.
done.
All right, good job, everyone. Okay, so Angelo, Jen, and Sarah, who is not here anymore. Unfortunately, thank you so much for taking the time to participate and be here with us.
Thank you.
As for
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
thanks
the
for
teams,
inviting us.
yeah, as for all the teams, please upload all the files. That includes your process, as in your timeline, brainstorm, mind map, your wireframes, everything, to the uploads folder of the person who presented it. So Auckland Museum upload to Louis folder, the Kelly Taltons upload to Tristan folder, and so on. Okay, so upload all of the files to your to the folder of the respective host of the presentation. Thank you so much, everyone. This was amazing. It's the first time that we've been trialing Adobe XD in the CCM program, and I think everyone did a great job with that.
excellent.
Okay.
Well done,
Thank you
guys. Bye.
so much. Thank you so much for everyone for being here, doing a great job. You guys can take the rest of the day off to go and rest before the summative read on Monday. So please have in mind that we're doing this live reading of the summative brief on Monday at 9 a.m. sharp. Okay, I've sent everyone a calendar invite for that. All right. Cool, cool. All right, kids. Enjoy your weekend. Go have some level 2 fun out there. Just make sure you stick with the physical distancing and sanitizing your hands whenever possible. Okay. Thank you so much for presenting, and that's it. That's it. Okay. Give yourselves a round of applause. That was beautiful. Okay. See you all Monday 9 a.m. sharp. Okay. Bye, kids. See ya.